Kia ora. The Greens are the only party opposing this bill, and we do so because we believe this bill is a sheep in wolf's clothing. The asserted aims of this bill are to introduce information matching between the Ministry and the New Zealand Teachers' Council to spot uncertified teachers, to toughen suspension procedures for teachers under investigation, and to reduce compliance costs relating to police vetting. There are, however, unspoken aims of this bill, which aren't written about in the bill's description. These are to create the conditions required for direct corporate management of public schools, to strip the ERO oversight of integrated schools, and to introduce NCEA testing into special schools. The bill has all the hallmarks of a wolf in sheep's clothing. There are some good points contained in the bill, like the changes to vetting of tradespeople in schools, or the teacher registration clauses, which we think they are quite reasonable and would support. But on the balance of evidence, we will not be supporting this bill. Enough people over the course of this debate have talked about the positive sides of this bill, so I will cover the points of the bill we are opposed to. Firstly, we do not support, nor did support, the introduction of the term body corporate when appointing statutory managers of schools needing help, nor we do support the entrenchment of corporatisation, which is not in the interest of the public education system. The bill would allow the Secretary of Education to appoint a corporate sole or body corporate as a limited statutory manager or as a commissioner for the board of a school, as well as giving the Minister discretion to establish a combined board for two or more schools. This would allow the private running of multiple public schools by a single corporate entity, effectively privatising our public schools, good for some, but not for the high-quality public education Kiwis demand. Yep, the Labour Party got some good amendments in the select committee stages, such as changing the bill to allow a natural person as being named as part of a body corporate, but for the Greens the substantive issue is still there. We are concerned by the changes to school governance. I don't believe the arguments in favour of the changes proposed have yet been convincingly put by anyone in this House. We're opposed to the combining of boards of trustees when this could lead to external control of unique school communities. As a former Board of Trustee member myself, I'm proud that the Green Party is standing up for public ownership and local governance of the public school system. Likewise, the Green Party stands with the submitters from the Quality Public Education Coalition, who are concerned that the legislation was potentially legitimising corporate control in public schools as opposed to local autonomy and local control. Our concerns have only been intensified by the proposals for school buildings to be owned in public-private partnerships. Our children's schools are not a worthwhile experiment, as the Minister for Finance, Bill English, has said. They are a core public service. The long-term effects of this ownership model is to undermine state responsibility for schools and to take a further step towards the privatisation of our treasured public resources. The profit motive has no role in our public schools. The question has to be asked, where is this profit going to come from? What will be the cut to pay the shareholders, and who is paying the bottom line? Obviously it has a role in the private sector, but not in the public school system where equity is essential. We'd support a complete review of tomorrow's school rather than these piecemeal changes. It's a lonely vote for the Greens tonight, but we're showing the value of an independent party in this House that's prepared to look at both the good and the bad of legislation coming before us, and I'm proud to be voting no on this bill tonight.